Vince's Gym was the heart of the Golden Era, a legendary institution that stood for decades. But all eras must come to an end, and this is the story of the gym's final sad days and the tragic passing of its founder, the Iron Guru himself, Vince Gironda. Returning from touring, Vince found Dan Mackey and Bob Green had set up a gym down the road, and a Nautilus gym had opened across the street on Ventura Boulevard. Always open, full of loud music, swimming pools and chrome machines, it was the antithesis of Vince's gym, and attracted a younger demographic of soap stars, performers, models and yuppies, all looking to hook up rather than work out. It hit Vince's bottom line hard, and memberships dropped, even with the studios, whose young actors preferred the lively arrival, prompting Vince to create a t-shirt bearing the slogan, "No pool, no chrome, no music, just iron. Vince's Gym." In 1988, the gym was changed to one-on-one personal training, and Guy was roped in to help as a trainer. Answering the phone with, "Vince's Gym, how may I hurt you?" Guy would beat the tar out of trainees, and although a lot of laughs were had, he would often go off the deep end and lose sight of reality. Alcohol, substance abuse and partying took its toll on Guy, and Vince found it hard watching his son struggle, trying his best to care for him even though their relationship was strained. Once, longtime trainer Nick Kane had a short stay in hospital, and Guy stole his car right outside the gym. The police were called and Guy was soon arrested, with Vince having to bail him out. Vince had owned the parking lot next to the gym, as well as a building further down the street, but he had to sell off his retirement investment to fund Guy's legal bills. The unlucky streak continued for Vince when he got news of Kay Bacter's death in the car crash.
Kay generated more energy on stage than anybody I'd ever seen. I still can't believe that she's dead. She seems to be out there somewhere. It's because I think of her constantly.
Vince would often sit alone in the empty top floor of the gym and sift through piles of bills, managing to keep afloat when he has thrown a lifeline from the studios to train stars such as John Schneider and Doug McClure. Inspired by Gold's Gym, World Gym and Powerhouse Gym, who turned over large sums in revenue from t-shirt, clothing and equipment sales, Vince looked into licensing his logos, but his brand value wasn't what it was in his heyday, and it never got off the ground. For his contribution to bodybuilding and fitness, Vince received a Los Angeles Athletic Club award and was invited to a bodybuilding legends reunion organised by photographer Russ Warner. Initially planning not to attend, as he typically upset most everyone in attendance at some stage in their history, Vince eventually decided to attend, with Madeline by his side, and met up with preeminent contemporaries of the Iron Game.
What's the matter? Too loud? We got the Iron Guru here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Vince Gironda. Vince, what do you think of this event? You like it? Is it a lot of nonsense? Do you like it?
I never thought I'd see this many of my former friends and champions in one room together on the planet Earth. But this is the last time you'll ever see me.
Listen, Vince, you weren't even going to come to this because you said, "I do not want to be with a bunch of old fogies."
Correct.
But now you seem to be having a good time.
Yes, because I see that everybody looks worse than I do, and I'm going to go home and start training again. I don't want that to happen to me.
Beautiful. Thanks, Vince.
In 1992, Robert Kennedy was innovating again by promoting Muscle Mag in video format. Muscle Mag's video magazine subscription would be sent on VHS and feature the top bodybuilders of the day, discussing training, nutrition and competition. Of course, Kennedy had to include Vince, and he promoted him as the eccentric, bombastic trainer fans had grown to love or hate. But due to poor subscriptions from a bodybuilding audience not ready for the ahead-of-its-time concept that would be so welcome a decade or two later, Muscle Mag TV only lasted for 2 issues.
Back. Bounce.
Bob Kennedy here for Muscle Mag's video magazine.
Behind me is Vince Gironda, the Iron Guru. He's the most famous trainer in the world. He's had Vince's gym in North Hollywood on Ventura Boulevard for 40 years.
47 years.
I stand corrected. It's 47 years. This man is a phenomena. He has trained not just the top bodybuilders in the world like Muhammad Makawi and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Larry Scott, but he's also the trainer of the film stars. Film stars have been going to his gym for years. People like Clint Eastwood, Sly Stallone, almost Bill Holden.
Sly Stallone, I kicked out of the gym. He tried to tell me how to train a guy.
Vince, come over here and show us how to do some exercises.
In 1994, Ironman publisher John Balick presented Vince the Perry Rader Lifetime Achievement Award at the Academy of Bodybuilding and Fitness for his contribution to bodybuilding, earning a standing ovation from the crowd. Around this time, adverts started appearing for anyone interested in becoming partners with the Iron Guru, to invest in the business or purchase the gym outright, stating Vince was looking to semi-retire. In reality, growing concern over his son Guy, pressure from Madeline to sell the loss-making gym, and his failing health were putting more and more pressure on Vince's shoulders. John Balick had visited the gym and was saddened how it was completely empty, except for Vince sat alone behind his desk. Robert Torres recalls Nick Kane training students in the dark, as Vince hadn't paid the electric bill. And when Vince would open up his fan mail, he would throw it in the trash if the sender hadn't included a $20 bill for a reply. In 1995, Vince officially put the gym up for sale, and he and Madeline got married, with Dave Dupre acting as best man. With no takers for the gym and the landlord raising the rent until Vince couldn't afford it anymore, some members got together to save the establishment and wanted to keep Vince on as a trainer, but the Iron Guru said no. Vince didn't want to lose the gym, but he quickly did a deal, selling the equipment for $5,000 to member Robert Farina, the wall photos to John Balick, various pieces and signs to anyone who would take them, and locked the doors. On the day the gym was emptied, Vince couldn't face being there, and Robert Farina, John Bruno, Nick Kane and Bob Bittant closed up shop.
The guy that stole my equipment from me for a paltry sum of money asked that the hack machine be included in the sale. Now, this was before he decided to buy the whole gym right up to the front door.
Some say the set of dumbbells alone was worth $5,000, and Farina did Vince a favour by buying the gym when nobody else would, assuring him he would do his best to keep it all together. Vince and Madeline moved to Simi Valley in the North Hollywood Mountains and began their retirement. A businessman called and offered to finance a new gym, but Vince told him, "How long am I supposed to serve humanity? Vince Gironda doesn't want to be behind the desk of the gym anymore. I'm creative. I want to go on to something bigger and better." Vince occupied his days watching his favourite films, such as The Tower of London and Richard III, listening to classical music and treating himself to coffee and pastries, as well as operating his mail order business of courses and newsletters from a post office box in town. He'd suffered a series of mini strokes, and one major stroke which severely affected his short-term memory, and Madeline had unfortunately been diagnosed with breast cancer, for which she is receiving chemotherapy, using up their savings in travel costs and medical bills. Vince would keep in touch with Guy and handle business affairs away from home, so as not to raise suspicion with Madeline or make her jealous. He'd attend the Muscle Beach Awards and visit the Ironman offices when his health permitted, and still follow the esoteric arts influenced by Bobby, reading the healing news from Hawaii and having his tarot read regularly. Vince still held strong opinions about everything that had happened with his gym and the state of the Iron Game, planning to return with new ideas and courses he had been writing.
I got less than $10,000 left in the fucking bank. That started off with $100,000, which I got from my house in Toluca Lake. It's rapid, and I don't ever want to hit the button. Ask my friends for money to eat on, or whatever. What's wrong with the way they're training people in gyms today? How about everything? I can hardly go into a gym and train anybody, and I should be wearing a pair of blinders. The crap I see them giving these people. There seems to be a rule that you've got to keep your hands on in contact with your customer, and I don't know why. Because they're trying to steal their energy. What else? They don't know what they're doing. They help them on every rep. I mean, where's bodybuilding? What happened to cuts and burns? I'm talking about personal trainers, and naturally the people don't know any better, so they just do it. I think that the day is coming when everybody that wants to be a gym trainer has to go through a pre-med course. They've got to learn kinesiology. They've got to learn diet. They're not qualified. You know, I got all this shit in my head, and this is just scraping the sides of the bucket.
Jean Mauzet arranged a party to celebrate Vince's 78th birthday and present him with awards he hadn't been able to collect due to his stroke. Old friends Bill Howard, John Balick, Don Peters, Dave Dupre, Steve Downs, Charlie Feltz and more all attended to wish him well.
Vince Gironda, none of us would be able to do this if we didn't meet Vince or the shot overhead. He has taught us all. As a matter of fact, I would go on to say that Vince has taught everybody that could read in bodybuilding.
In anticipation of Vince's 80th birthday, John Balick organised an event to honour him and his life's work at the prestigious Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Marina del Rey. But sadly, on October the 18th, 1997, Vince Gironda passed away in his sleep from heart failure. After his death, the party was rescheduled and instead became a memorial tribute where a massive gathering of bodybuilders and those in the movie industry honoured the great man. A truly sad and poignant end for one of the bodybuilding's most brilliant and influential figures. But while the man and the gym may be gone, the legacy of Vince Gironda and his revolutionary ideas will live on forever. If you appreciate our videos, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to help keep Vince's methods alive, be sure to check out our store for ebooks and downloads.